So, I moved to a new country recently, and let me tell you, the experience has been a whirlwind. It's like stepping onto a roller coaster where you're not quite sure if you're going to scream in terror or joy. I mean, we all hear about culture shock, right? But living it? That's a whole different ballgame. First off, let's talk about the excitement. You get this rush of adrenaline when you land, and everything feels fresh and new. The sights, the sounds, the smells, everything is like a sensory overload. You're practically buzzing with anticipation, ready to dive headfirst into this new adventure. But then, reality hits you like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, you realize you don't know how to navigate the public transport system, or you can't read the menu at that cute little cafe down the street. It's overwhelming, to say the least. I remember my first week here. I thought I was being all clever, trying to blend in. I went to a local market, and everything was vibrant and bustling. I picked up a few items, feeling pretty proud of myself, until I realized I had no idea how to ask for help. My attempts at speaking the language were like trying to juggle while riding a unicycle, awkward and a bit dangerous. But here's the kicker. Most people were incredibly understanding. They smiled, laughed, and tried to help me, even when I was fumbling through my words. That was a relief, but also a reminder that I was a fish out of water. Then there's the food. Oh, the food! I thought I was adventurous, but I quickly discovered that every culture has its own unique flavors and textures that can either tantalize your taste buds or make you question your life choices. I'll never forget the first time I tried a dish that looked harmless but turned out to be explosively spicy. My mouth was on fire, and I was sweating like I'd just run a marathon. But then, there were those moments of pure joy when I found a dish that felt like a warm hug. It's all about balance, right? And the social norms. Wow, those can be a minefield. I've made more than my fair share of faux pas. I mean, who knew that a simple gesture could mean something completely different here? I found myself in a conversation where I thought I was being polite, but it turned out I was being rude. The awkwardness was palpable, and I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear. But that's the thing about cultural shock. It's a learning curve. Each misstep is a lesson, and slowly but surely, you start to pick up on the nuances. Then there's the loneliness that creeps in when you realize that you don't have your usual support system. Friends and family are thousands of miles away, and while you're surrounded by people, it can feel isolating. You miss those inside jokes, the familiarity of your hometown, and the comfort of knowing exactly how to navigate social situations. It's tough, but I've found that reaching out, whether through social media or local meetups, helps bridge that gap. There's a whole community of expats and locals who are more than willing to share their experiences, and that connection makes all the difference. As time goes on, the shock starts to fade, and you begin to adapt. You find your favorite coffee shop, learn the lingo, and start to feel like you belong. It's a journey, and it's not always easy, but it's worth it. You grow, you learn, and you become a richer person for it. So, if you're facing culture shock, remember, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. You're not alone, and every challenge is just another step towards finding your place in this beautiful, chaotic world. Embrace the ride, and who knows? You might just discover a new version of yourself along the way.